Hey, how you doing? Okay, so I haven't been able to find any videos or information on how this particular gun patterns. There's lots of information for other brands of single shot 20 gauge turkey guns, but in my area I was able to find a Charles Daly Model 101. They call it their turkey gun. I think it's like a 26-inch barrel, comes with an extra full choke designed for lead and tungsten. It has open iron sights and already has a Picatinny or Weaver style mount for mounting an optic on there. So it's chambered in 3-inch 20 gauge. I was able to get my hands on a couple boxes of this Federal TSS. So this is 7 and 8 or 7 and 9 shot, I believe, 3-inch, 1,000 feet per second. So we're gonna take this stuff since it's like gold, and we're gonna take a shot to start at 20 yards, and we'll see how she patterns. Let's go check it out. All right, that's 20 yards. Obviously it's shooting a little high, or I don't know how to look down the sight, one of the two. But that's tight. That's a very tight pattern for 20 yards. So let's stretch it out to 30 yards. See what happens. Alrighty, so the first shot went pretty high. And I think that was because of the Picatinny mount that was on there, and I was looking down through it, which would have made my shot pattern go higher. So I pulled that off. We're going to try another shot at 20 without the rail on it and see if it patterns properly. All right, let's give her a whirl. Nope, too low. Alrighty, so that was our first shot at 20 yards. Pretty high. So what I ended up doing was I took the rail off and shot using the notch in the receiver, and my second shot on target was really low, like really low, like you were shooting his feet. So we put the rail back on. We're going to use that as our baseline. 20 yards. I'm aiming at the red dot. Still a dead turkey, but that's not a proper pattern. It's too high. Mind you, that can be corrected with a red dot. So based on the first shot, I'm ordering a Scorpion red dot to put on this bad boy. And we'll sight it in, zero it, and make sure it's a dead turkey every time. But anyhow, we've stretched the target out to 40 yards. Ranged it with the Scorpion rangefinder. That's a 600-yard rangefinder. So we know we're exactly 40 yards from the end of the barrel. And we're gonna send another one down the pipe and see how she patterns at 40. Locked and loaded. Oh, I love that smell. Okay, let's go see what she done at 40 yards. Here's our 40-yard shot. Again, the pattern's high. I can see up in the plywood there's, I'd say, yeah, it's still shooting high. It's shooting about a foot high, if anything. So either, if you're using the iron sights, you got to keep the bead lower, kind of like a Benelli, and put the bead under your target. In this case, we're not going to push it out any further than 40. Just wasting ammunition because most of our pattern's not even on the paper. We're going to put a red dot on the gun, zero the gun at 20 with the red dot with the pattern shooting real nice and tight, and then we'll stretch it out again to 40, and maybe we'll take it out to 60. It seems pretty capable based on what I'm seeing on the shot. Alrighty, so we slapped the cheap red dot on there for the time being. We got her patterning like this right now. I did bring the pattern down just a hair after this shot. That was with 7.5 trap load, just using the cheap stuff to get her patterned and grouping decently. So now we're going to take another shot with the tungsten at 20 yards. Make sure our pattern looks pretty similar to this, pretty damn good. And then if everything's good and Gucci, we'll stretch her right out to as far as we can shoot here, which I think is about 50 yards. So let's see what happens. Those ones kick a lot harder than the trap. I think that's a dead turkey. That's that's tight for 20. So the pattern looks like it's just a hair to the right. Not a big deal. I'm happy with that right now. So now we'll take it. We won't touch anything. We'll stretch it out to 50. And we'll see how she patterns at 50. If it's a dead bird at 50, then you know anything in between is going to be dead. All right, the 5th shell. Box is empty. We got her at 47 yards, which is as far as we can shoot right now at this particular spot. We got it patterned good at 20. Let's see what she looks like at 50. Wowzers, she kicks like a mule. Okay. Alrighty, so here we are at 47 yards. That's a dead turkey. I'd still say our pattern's a little bit to the right, but still a dead bird. So if you're interested in a $120, $130 turkey gun, and you're gonna shoot more money's worth of ammunition out of it than the gun's worth, and top it with an optic, that again is probably worth more than the gun, go for it. It's deadly. 50 yards, and that's a wrap.